right, guys, welcome to Fit Life Edited. Sometimes funny, sometimes sarcastic, most of the time unorganized and off topic. Today, we're kind of doing these a little bit differently. I had a incredible stack of cards, and one of our good friends, Chris, who, shout out to Chris, is actually one of our newest coaches. So he officially passed his test, and my scrutiny and everybody else's scrutiny, I guess, but more so mine, because I'm a hard ass. And so he's officially going to be taking over some of our classes, but not until he does his duty for his country and he goes and disappears for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly, sad that he's going to be gone and missing, because he's going to Flagstaff.
I know.
In the middle of summer. And I know that years past he's gone to like Yuma. I think he's gone to like California, things like that. And of all places, going up to Camp Navajo in Flagstaff, Arizona.
And this time of year is going to be amazing.
Oh, it is.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be beautiful.
It's going to be like high of like 76, no humidity.
Yeah,
It's been Florida here lately, so.
Well, I do know that they have had some pretty extensive rain.
That's what he was saying, but I think it'll clear up.
Well, I think there's even been like slight flooding, extensive rain. I did read something.
Good training.
Yeah. Good. Yeah.
Good training.
He does work. Does he still part of the engineering corps?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so engineer something, make the flood stop.
No.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Make a dam. Yeah.
Make a dam. Okay. All right. So he picked the card. We read the cards. Actually, he picked 2 cards, and then we read it. Went, meh. Nah, we don't want to.
Not today.
Not today. So we picked one of our own. And so topic for today is workout buddy. Worth it or not worth it? What do you think?
I am a fan of workout buddies and or training partners.
Okay. Let me clarify, and you can go a little deeper. So workout buddy as in inside the gym, or a buddy that is to motivate your tushy to do the things that you want to do or need to do in order to achieve the goal that you both are trying to.
Yeah.
So
with that, I think one can be the same as the other, but the other cannot be the same as the first. So I think that like just a buddy at the gym that you work out with or you always partner with or whatever, obviously I think it's super beneficial. But someone who is your like training partner or buddy or motivational type thing can do the same thing that workout buddy in the gym can do, but they can also do different stuff than just someone that you're comfortable with or close with at the gym. So I think one can be the same, but the other cannot.
Okay, so in your opinion, it's completely worth it?
Yeah, 100%.
Do you see any downfalls?
Yes, there's always downfalls. I think a major downfall is when you've been working with or training with or constantly always partnering up with somebody, the comfortability is there. You know each other well. Like there's pros for it all day long. But I think a con is sometimes you get into, I'm good at these movements, you're good at those, and that's always going to be your split. To where maybe if a partner workout or a training session comes up and you're with somebody else that has a different strength and a different weakness, it's going to force you to do different things that you don't normally do with your training partner.
I agree, 100%. So in my thought, I think 100% it's a good idea. But there's a caveat to that, and this is what it is for me. So when somebody decides that they want to make some kind of health change, and I'm not saying it's only in exercise. I mean, I know this says workout buddy, but sometimes just a buddy, a gym buddy, a workout buddy, but that goes above and beyond just the physical side of it. So let's say nutrition is involved. Not only do you want to get your tushy to the gym, but you need to make sure that your nutrition is getting a change, as well. So you're editing everything.
Yep.
And so having that accountability, if you are not good at keeping yourself accountable, then yeah, you need somebody. And sometimes having your partner, like your life partner, your boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, whatever, that's not necessarily always a good idea.
Yeah.
But just jumping to your best friend maybe not be a good idea either.
Yeah.
And this is why. Because one, your partner needs to have similar goals as you.
But it has to have that distance to be able to kick you in the ass when you need it and not.
Right.
Because like some friendships can do that.
Right.
But some friendships can't. Like, well, it's my buddy who's trying really hard to where like if someone you're training with, they're not emotionally invested in you as a person. They're emotionally or physically invested in your journey or your goals. They can be a lot more harsh.
Right. Well,
And tell you the shit you don't want to hear, but that's what you need to hear.
Right. And I think at the same time, too, is if your goal is to lose 20 pounds, 20 pounds, it seems like the number that always gets thrown out quite a bit. So say your goal is 20
35.
pounds. Or 35. I would like, at this point, my goal was somewhere around the 25 to 35, but that's in top discussion with my husband because he thinks that's too small. But anyways, so say your goal is a significant amount, okay? You're talking to your friend and their goal is 5 pounds, 10 pounds.
It's not an even split.
It's not
No,
because...
and it's not the same thing. I'm sorry. But
it's
like
not.
I get they're both weight loss things,
Right.
but they're not the same thing.
Right. And they're going to require different levels of dependability and follow through and commitment.
100%.
Especially if your friend is a slightly different body type as you, and say there's somebody who can lose it very quickly and you're not.
Yeah.
It's nothing against them. They're a perfect friend, but
that's
as
not a
far
fit.
as a buddy to help you achieve your goals,
Yeah.
it's not a good fit. And the reason being is because they're probably going to metabolize and lose that weight so much more.
Yeah.
And you're going to have the best intentions, but at the same time, your feelings without, intentionally are probably going to get hurt. And you're
Yeah.
going to feel that discouragement.
The intensity is different because
it's
you're
so
not
easy for them.
not doing the same
Right.
thing. Like I went back on keto in February and my buddy did it with me at work, and we both like did the same diet and we both had a goal of like losing weight, but like he wanted to lose 15 pounds and I wanted to lose 50.
That's very significant. Yeah.
So like he hit his 15 and he was
Probably months ago.
yeah, and then boom, he was done or whatever. Or he is a little bit more lenient on his diet because it's only 15 to where like I'm not because it's 50, not 15.
Right. Yeah.
So it's
Right. And so the mindsets are different. And so again, it's very easily they have their goal, and there's again nothing wrong with their goal. I'm not saying anything like that. But as far as beneficial, you have to be selfish. If you're truly committed to making this change and you need help, then you need to be selfish and selective in the person that you pick. Because if this person only has to lose a small amount, and it's very easy for them to do it, it's very easy for them to go out and maybe have a night on the town and overdrink and things like that, and then drag you along with it.
or you lose your partner.
Like
You start off together, you're doing it, boom, boom, boom. You're done with yours. I'm not done with mine. You no longer need to diet or nutrition the way I do. You no longer need to work out as much as I do or with the same intensity. So people become more lenient, and then you lose that buddy.
Right.
And then you eventually slowly fall off the train.
Because you lose the accountability,
Yeah.
which is what you needed to begin with to be successful.
Yes.
And so that's, again, personality. So not only does this person's that you're looking at need to be similar to you, but their personalities should be similar to yours as well. If there's somebody that, again, is very easily able to talk you into doing something you shouldn't be doing, like your best friend in high school convinced you to skip class
Yeah.
and go to their house and party for the afternoon and then go back and sneak
That's
in.
not the person then.
That's not. It's not.
Because
the
as fun as that is,
it's
not going to get you where
right.
you want to be.
Right. So if they cannot hold themselves accountable, they're not going to hold you accountable, and you're not going to be able to hold them accountable.
And that's why the friend thing is hard.
Right.
Because, like, so say we've been friends for 10 years, and then we're going to do this. We've been friends for 10 years.
It could ruin a friendship.
Or for what, like, the relationship's not going to be the same. And that's why I said, like, people go to personal trainers because you don't know them. You don't have an emotional investment or a connection with this person. And they can say and make you do the stuff that you don't want to do. They could tell you the stuff you don't want to hear. And it's coming from a different place.
Right. It's coming from a very caring place,
yes,
but it's coming from a neutral.
It's very neutral. Like, you told me your goal is to lose 20 pounds, to gain strength in this, this, and this, and to stick on a diet plan.
But that's also what
so
you're
then when
paying
you come
them for.
exactly. So then when you come back to me and you gain 3 pounds because you came off of your diet plan for the weekend because you're out with your friends, I'm gonna tell you, you fucked up.
Right.
Start over, day one. And it's like harsh, but that's the purpose of it.
Right. Now, if your trainer tells you you fucked up, you better have a really good relationship with your trainer. And
Well, I mean, but like, they're gonna tell
Right.
you, listen, you went wrong. This is where you messed up.
Right.
It's not gonna be like, hey, well, you tried real good. No, because that's not what you're paying them for.
Right. But at the same time, personal training, if there's not that budget, then you've got to find something. And again, that I think being very selective and honest. Again, so if you have your best friend, and yes, you both have talked about this, but deep down in your soul that your best friend is not the person, then you really need to be honest and say, look, I want to do this with you, but we need each have our own buddy because we are not going to do this together. We're going to have too much fun. Yeah. And it should be fun, but the work needs to be more than the fun is going to be so that I can get to where I need to be.
Or even pick, how do I want to phrase this? Like, maybe your exact goal is not the same.
Yeah,
but the way you need to get there is semi-similar to where, like, I have this goal of building strength and this and this and this. And then you have a goal of you want to build your aerobic capacity and this and this and this. Those are two completely different things.
Right.
But they're going to take the same amount of time and commitment to get to our goals.
Right.
So even though my goal is completely different than yours, you can still come together and hold each other accountable because, like, I could be weight training, you could be marathon running, but you don't have to work. Well, and yeah, you are not a runner.
No.
But what I'm saying is, like, we don't have to be going to the gym together in order to hold each other accountable.
No.
We don't have to be working out together. We don't have to be eating the same thing. It could be something as just checking in with each other every single day. How did your training session go? Did you train? Did you go here? Did you do this?
And that's where the rules come in, or the guidelines, or the open conversation that you have with this buddy. And it doesn't have to be complicated. It literally can be somebody that you meet at the gym.
Yeah.
And that's it. But I think the buddy that you choose needs to be in line with the goals that you have. And that also goes again with not only the fitness side of it and the weight loss side of it, but then you throw nutrition in there. And again, that is something completely different. So if you like me, I can lose weight, I can gain really easy. Okay?
I'm the same way.
So,
I can lose fast, but I can gain
right.
fast.
So you have the ectomorphs and the endomorphs and the
mesos
different and those different body styles. And so if you have a friend who is very lean and they have been their whole life, and their diet is going to be trying desperately to gain weight, then they're going to be eating, and it necessarily not going to be bad food, but they're going to be eating way more. And so their struggle of fullness or not being able to consume what they need to eat versus your struggle of being in a deficit and
the feelings will be the same, but the follow-throughs are different.
Right.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times you can't relate on a hunger level versus a full level and be able to say, well, this is what I do when I get hungry, or I'm not sure if I'm bored or I'm truly hungry.
Yeah.
So my tips is just not going to work. So finding somebody that you can relate to and that you can...
It's going to be hard.
It's going to be hard.
It's not going to be easy to
No.
find someone that you can jive with on a specific level like that.
But if you are patient and you have open conversations, the reward and the benefit at the end of having a buddy can be amazing.
I'm glad you said that, because it reminds me of something that I've always been told, and people are afraid to do it, but I've learned it in numerous leadership classes, numerous stuff like this. Make your goals known. Like, a lot of people are like, have your goals and don't tell anybody, or because someone else can go out there and steal your goal. Listen, at the end of the day,
let them steal it.
listen, at the end of the day, if you have goals, let them be known. Let people know. And I'm not saying post it on Facebook or blast it out there, but like, if I have specific goals, I'm going to let, close people know, or stuff like that. Like, hey, this is what I want to do, or people in the gym, or this and that, because you never know that somebody else could be having those same feelings.
Yeah.
And then that's how you could maybe find somebody's, like, if you're just struggling by yourself, like, let it be known. And like you said, you might just find somebody.
Well, even letting everybody, but letting people know that you have a goal, then can help you
stay accountable. Because people are going to ask you, hey, I
going?
heard you were doing this. And then you don't want to be like, oh yeah, well, I messed that up. Like, you don't want to do that. So if people are checking in,
right,
then that's kind of like another secondary way of holding yourself accountable. But like, Jason's going to love this.
Oh God.
Because so Jason and I are on 75 hard right now.
Oh, don't get me started.
I know, but listen, this is the thing though. We're on different days, right? He's on 30 and I'm on 20, right? So we're 10 days apart. The thing is, why I'm doing it, or my goal, is completely different than his.
Yeah.
The diet plan or whatever eating style that I am doing is completely different than his.
Right.
The workouts that I'm doing are completely different than his. Like, if you look at his 75 hard and mine on paper, they are completely 100% different.
Yeah.
But we are helping keep each other accountable because it's a time frame thing. We have to do this for 75 days and we're going through the same struggles, but we're doing it on completely different scales.
Right.
So it's kind of nice because I don't have to find somebody that wants to lose the same amount of weight I do, or wants to do the same cardio workouts I do, or wants to do this, or wants to read the same books that I'm reading. Like, we're on completely different ends of the spectrum, but we can still do it together.
Yeah. My husband 100% will he will give you a book. Like, he's just got his favorites.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But I mean, that's what I'm saying is like, we can do different things and
achieve
moving towards different goals and still doing it together and holding each other accountable at the same time.
Yeah. So even though the paths are different, they're on two different timelines.
Yeah.
The end results that you both want, as far as like overall improvement, not only of physical, but mental and also in improving yourselves, because there are guidelines for the 75 hard, and the concept of 75 hard I can get behind. There's some aspects of 75 hard that I'm really, really struggling with, and
the beating your body down for 75 days.
Yeah, there's no rest in there. And
but that, it's like you said, it's more of that mental fortitude. It's that
it is, but I
push.
think there can be mental fortitude with organized rest days.
Yeah.
And my husband and his medical history
is extensive.
It's extensive. And so I understand. Okay, let me put it this way. I think I understand why my husband's doing this. Okay. My husband is still a very young man. Mm-hmm. By all means, he is a young man.
Yeah, he's not an old man.
His body, however,
is an old man.
is very, it's constantly in pain.
Mhm.
And he knows he can feel the pain, he recognizes pain, but he doesn't want to
Stop.
acknowledge it and
Mhm.
stop when he needs to. And so maybe it's a man
100%.
thing. I don't know.
I'm
And
doing it. It's 100% that.
yeah, but I mean, like, as far
But
as
it's
like
to say that we can do it.
accepting
Yeah.
that, and accepting that he's not broken, he's
Mhm.
not, and so that is very much, and so
It's kind of proving to yourself that you can still do things
right, and so
and you can still do
when I met
more than the minimum.
my husband, he was training for triathlons. And he actually found that he likes dual athlons more than triathlons, but
Okay.
he was swimming.
Which is the no swimming?
No swimming. It's a
Just the run bike?
yeah, but it's a double run.
Okay.
Double run. So you run, you bike, and then you run.
Okay, run bike run.
Right. And so much so into this that our youngest, I think she did her first triathlon when she was 8, maybe 9, something like that. All by the influence of Jason.
Yeah, 100%.
And I didn't even know there was little Iron Kid triathlon,
Yeah.
and she
Yeah,
went on
yeah.
to do 3 of them. But, so he's always been fit his entire life. He mountain bike racing, he played football, he ran track. I mean, and so I met him, he was training for triathlons. He was really hitting the road bike really, really hard. At the time I had mountain biking, but I didn't have I wasn't into the road biking. And of course he sucked me into that world badly.
Yeah, you're
Oh
in
my
there.
God.
You're in there now.
Right. Well, not so much in the road. Right.
Well, not anymore. Yeah.
After the whole car kind of thing, that's a whole different story. That's a
Yeah.
whole mental side of it. But he can be one of those people that is very self-driven. Okay, he can set something and he's so stubborn and hard-nosed about it that he'll just do it. He is one of those people that maybe necessarily doesn't need a buddy.
Yeah.
I can go either way. Okay, so a lot of it just depends on my mindset and how pissed off I can get at myself over a certain thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, I struggled with my weight my whole entire life. I've always been the big boned one. And so not understanding, I was constantly active, maybe not getting to the gym, but we're cycling all the time and we're doing this and we're doing that. And I just,
It's not enough. Yeah.
my physique never changed.
Yeah.
So I got it stuck in my head that before my 40th birthday, I was going to see my abs. I was going to see all of them.
Yeah.
And so I made that commitment to myself and I did it, but I took it to such an extreme.
That wasn't worth it.
It was to me, but it was interrupting my,
Life.
not my personal, like for me, it was fine. But as far as like my social life, my marriage,
Yeah, everything
life,
else.
going out with my husband because, oh my God, I went to go out to eat. I don't know what, macros I have left and things like that. And so,
It kind of makes it hard to be around.
right. And then because I got so thin but I mean, not thin, like as an unhealthy thin. I mean, I was
Great shape.
I was ripped.
Yeah.
Like my body fat was way low for a female. But then I started getting attention that I didn't want from people because of the way I looked. And
Yeah.
so it was strangers and commenting, and then, I'm tattooed, and then I have, a nasty scar on my arm, and then so it got
It's not
yucky.
what you thought it was going to be.
Right. And so from that point, after talking with my husband, and he's saying, "You're gone crazy. Let's unreel this a
Reel
little
it back
bit."
in.
Right. After that, I did need to rely a little bit more on Jason when it came to like nutrition and going to the gym and things like that, because I was stuck for over a year in such a hard regimen.
I've been
that
there. You're so
I needed
blinded by
Right.
like, and it's frustrating because I kind of went through the same thing like with my wife. Like she's never really struggled the way I did.
Your
and,
wife
like,
is tiny.
so it's
She's
like
pregnant and she's tiny.
So it's like it's like for our mindsets, like you have no idea like what I'm been through or dealing with or how hard it is for me. And then you get so blinded and set in these goals, like everyone's complaining, but like for you, it's like, it doesn't matter. It's like because it's like, they don't get it. They don't understand.
Right. And it's like, for me too, it's like, he wanted me to gain weight.
You're like, no. Next.
Yeah. And it was really hard. And so like, I dropped that small, and I kid you not, I still had my big clothes. I wouldn't get rid of them.
Yeah.
And so again, my husband was my buddy at the time, but that's also kind of, again, where a buddy would come into play. I did not need to keep those clothes. I was never going to go back to that size ever. And so when I did gain the weight, okay, but I gained it to where I still felt comfortable in my skin, and I maintained that weight for years and years and years and years. And it wasn't until very recently that, well, I just, my hormones kind of, and then I realized I got some things going on with my blood work. So now,
but in that's life though, it changes. You're not going to stay the same forever.
Well, yeah, unfortunately for me and my metabolism, I mean, I love my family dearly. We're not like
equal.
No, it's like it's just all my siblings. I think the only one who doesn't is maybe my brother. He's the only one who doesn't struggle with their weight. But my dad has always been big on fluctuation when he got out of the military and stuff. My mom was real thin pretty much my whole entire life. But my mom never ate, ever. You never saw my mom eat.
My dad's like that.
You know, and now that she's gotten older and, you know, her health and things have changed, medication has changed that for her.
Yep.
So we've never been blessed with those genetics that
good genes.
Yeah, the good genes. We're
good
not
genes
tall. We're not,
has.
you know, we got brains and we have artistic ability.
Yeah.
That is what the universe has blessed us with. And truly, I'm okay with that part of it. But I think in sometimes you do need a buddy when it comes to those goals and things like that. And then there are other times that you don't.
Yeah.
Okay. And so having one that is in your same goals is ideal, because if that is not the case, it will fail. And you will fail.
Yeah. And that's why I like the whole training partner thing, because I look at a gym buddy and a training partner differently. I do anyways. And there are some people out there that could, like I said, play both roles essentially. But I don't know. Yeah, it's hard.
Well, a gym buddy is somebody who you miss when you don't see them in class.
Yeah.
You know, that is just as
and then you have your
beneficial.
training partners where like you see them every day because you're training together, you have the same goals, but you can still get in each other's ass.
Right. Or if you're not together, then you're going to be checking in or, you know, sending emails or text messages. Hey, dude, did you get X, Y, and Z done? I did.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't? Well, you better go get it done.
Exactly.
Do you need me to meet you there or whatever?
Yeah.
But they're both beneficial, but I think they go, again, with the goals that you have. You know, if your goal is just to go to the gym, you have no problem, you know, with anything else. You just want to move.
Then a gym buddy's fine.
A gym buddy's great.
Yeah.
Somebody that you want to see and have a conversation with and hang out with for X amount of time. And then you go your own ways. And then you're like, hey, we're still on for Wednesday? Yep, see you then. Done.
Yeah. Yeah, see.
And then you talk to them on Wednesday.
Yeah, and then the training partner aspect is they can do that plus the other stuff. Right. I feel.
Now, and I think if your budget would allow for you to go to an outside source, a professional, a personal trainer, or a nutrition coach or something like that.
Goal-wise, more beneficial.
Agreed.
Goal-wise, more beneficial.
Right. Now, developing...
Happiness, maybe no.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, developing... you know, memories with a friend or those kind of things. Yeah, that's real. Well, you're going to gain a friend.
Yeah.
But you're going to gain a professional
But that's
friend.
not why you're there. Like, remember why you're there. Like, remember day one why you are there. Right. You're there because you know for a fact you need someone who is emotionally unattached to you.
Right.
That can tell you what you need to hear.
Again.
Or what you want to hear.
Right. And also somebody that kind of person,
They're not
they can
gonna
help
give you excuses.
When you do reach that first goal or that first milestone, then what do you do next? Where's the next step?
Boom.
What
Goal number 2.
Goal number-
Great job. You should go out and celebrate, eat whatever you want. No, that's
it's
not what they're
that,
going to say.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Now let's set the
Cool.
next one.
What's the next goal?
Yeah, and then let's alter, change for those things.
Yeah.
You know, so if it's in the works and it's in the finance or you can make it work, then yeah, I would encourage that because I think somebody would benefit more from that. But if the finances aren't there, then you have to do with what you have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
I agree.
And I think if you belong to a gym, whether it be a big box gym or a small one, ask somebody.
Yeah.
Hey, do you have any suggestions? Or maybe there's a club that could almost be started.
Yeah.
And maybe it's not just one person. Maybe you can start a little group in the gym where you guys all, maybe the goals are slightly different, but in that group, there's enough similarity and enough different personalities that the accountability
Is going to be there.
is there.
Yeah.
And that's always, again, exciting because not only can you deal with the exercise or the nutrition side of it, but you're going to then develop friends that maybe you really didn't, you knew them as acquaintances, but you weren't friends, so to speak. And so going out as a group like that, you still all have those goals. So going out doesn't have to be suffering because
It's going to, because the goals are going to stay intact and the nutrition's going
Yeah.
to stay intact because if you're going out with a group of 5 or 6 people and everybody is on, I don't want to say diet, but everybody
I hate
is
the word diet.
everybody is taking their nutrition seriously.
Yeah.
That
they're changing how they eat.
we're not going to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Right.
Like everyone, or wherever you go, everyone's going to stick to their nutrient needs.
Right. And
there's
then you
not
have a
gonna be
lot more ideas.
There's not going to be peer pressure to eat nachos or do this
or
or do that.
when the bread comes
Yeah.
with the cinnamon butter, not to just
bread.
oh my god, that's good.
The bread.
Warm, squishy. And
Yeah,
the
but no,
butter.
like I said, I'm very pro workout buddy / training partner. Workout buddies are great for partner workouts, just to be doing the same thing with a friend. You guys can have fun, joke around, makes the workout fun, makes it go by quick, boom, boom, boom. But then I also think if you're thinking of like a training partner or if you're trying to get better, who is going to look at you and say, pick the barbell up? Like, do this. Let's go faster, do these rounds quicker, or vice versa, or whatever. Like, so there's workouts you could do with a friend that's fun, but then there's training partners that you're going to be constantly pushing each other, or there's that competitiveness.
right.
You don't even have to be doing a partner workout. You can be doing a workout individually, but with a training partner, and there's going to be that competitiveness is that it's going to push you guys to push the pace or to go more weight or to go heavier or do this and just push those limits to keep getting better and keep building.
Right. So, devil's advocate here with relationships, there's always that positive side of it, but there's also that potential of negative.
Yeah.
And relationships being
Like quit pushing so hard.
yeah,
right? Yeah,
relationships
right.
can get damaged
Yeah.
at the same time. So, I think
Doing your best to
Being-
figure out what it is.
being
You have to find out what is that relationship.
and write down the goals
Yeah.
that you both have, and
Or
then,
boundaries.
well, and
or
have
this or
yeah,
that. Like,
transparency.
yeah. Hey, if I'm struggling with something, I could be the person where if you get in my face and start yelling at me, I'm going to excel.
Or
there's-
I'm not,
or-
and I'm gonna punch you.
Yes, exactly. So knowing that and knowing, can you get away with nudging someone like, hey, good job, let's go, keep going, keep moving, compared to stop resting, pick it up, go faster. The vibes could be different, and that could be obviously detrimental to the not only the training session, the workout, but like obviously to the friendship. And they'd be like, every time I try my best, this dude's in my face telling me it's not good enough. But it's like one person's using it as motivation. But if you're not receiving that as motivation, you're receiving that as negativity, that's not going to help you get to your goals.
Yeah, and so I kind of bring that up because a lot of times when we approach changes, we're excited. Okay. And
Day
so
one's exciting.
yeah, well, I call it, I don't know if you've ever heard me say it, but it's the race car phase.
Yeah, it's the brand new car.
It's a brand new car. You're
Yeah.
driving as fast and
You're
as
just
excited,
excited.
and you want to go, and your buddy's with you, and you want to go.
3 months later, where are you at?
You're broken down,
Yeah.
you know? And so you want, I don't want to necessarily discourage anybody, but you want to approach it like an old, reliable
Calm. Yeah.
Cadillac.
Mhm.
You know, have almost like a contract written with your friend.
Yeah.
You know, you have an agreement when you marry somebody. You have an agreement when you go and buy a car
Yeah.
and you do it on loan.
Mhm,
Or,
mhm.
you know, there's so many agreements where there's rules, or not necessarily rules, but maybe they're
Yeah,
just
we're not saying
guidelines.
Yeah, we're not saying write up a contract,
Yeah.
but just like, hey, if we're gonna start training together, these are my goals. What are yours?
Right.
What's your time frame? This is my time frame.
This is how I
Yeah.
react when I
Yeah. How
know.
often do you want to train? How often can we train? I would like to do this intensity. I would like to do this. And obviously, daily things are going to change. People are going to be busy, blah, blah, blah. I get that.
what
That's-
defines a good excuse not to go.
Yeah. So it's like, but
know?
in the beginning, know that, like, hey, these are my goals. These are yours. Boom, boom, boom. I want to do this X amount of days a week. Oh, yeah, that sounds good. Me too. Just talk about it.
And then
Like,
revisit it.
Mhm.
So if this is like something that's going to be months of work for each of you.
as it probably should be.
Yeah.
Because
And
change
if-
doesn't come quick. We
Yeah.
all know this.
And so a couple months in, recap with each other.
Yeah.
You know, how are we doing good? Are we both still driving in the right?
track?
Yeah.
Or do we need to change something
Do you-
because we've hit a rut or a plateau
Or
or
has
something?
your goals changed?
Yeah.
You know, ask your buddy. I mean, they're a buddy
Or
for
has
a
life
reason.
changed? I can't hit the gym 6 days a week anymore.
I
I
got
can
a
only
new
do
job.
3.
Right.
Yeah. Or I can't train at these times anymore. I can only do this. Like,
Or we've got to go 5 o'clock in the morning in
Mhm.
order to do this.
yeah.
You know, because if you just stop showing up or you start ghosting and you don't communicate, then they're no longer your buddy. And I
No.
mean, not only as in your workout buddy, but
In life.
in life. And so,
Mhm.
you know, honesty and transparency on all aspects of it. And it has to be somebody that you're comfortable having that with. If you feel that you cannot just be honest and be yourself, that's not the person. If
No,
you have to put
yeah.
on a different persona when
Mhm.
you're around this person because one, you feel like you're going to offend them by saying something, or you're always walking on eggshells,
Mhm.
one, that person's probably not really good to have in your life. And it's not somebody that you want to achieve success with,
Mhm.
because you need somebody that's to be as excited for you as you are for yourself, or actually somebody that's even more excited
That's what it is.
for you.
That's what it is. 100%.
Oh.
Like, even if, like, he outlifted me, I'm going to be extremely excited.
yeah.
Like, and you need to be.
You should be.
Yeah, and it's like, and the thing is, if you're on a plan or a commitment or whatever, or a goal, you're going to fail.
Yeah,
Just know that.
it's okay.
Just like when I started 75 hard, right? Jason was on his second one
He was.
because he failed.
Yeah.
And
so
he said, hey, it's not if you fail, it's when. Right?
I remember
and
that day.
Yeah, and that comes with everything, especially long-term stuff. Like,
yeah.
if your goal is to lose 50, 60, 70 pounds, or if your goal is to, these long-term goals, you're going to fail. There are going to be speed bumps. The thing is you need to be able to have that relationship with that person to tell them. So say we're in a commitment and I decide that I messed up my 75 hard, right? And I have to start over for day one. And I don't want to tell Jason. And I just keep faking the funk.
That's not fair.
That's not fair. You have to be able to have that conversation with that person and say, hey, I failed.
fudged.
I messed up. I failed. Blah, 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 blah. And then, boom, start over, keep going.
Right.
And that's with anything. Like, your goal was to be eating super clean and you messed up. Tell your other partner, or tell your
your trainer.
Your trainer.
Hey,
It just
I went off the rails for a day.
yes.
But I got back on it.
Because that helps you reassess,
Right.
redefine your goals, you learn from it, and then you can move on. We have to fail to get there. No one's perfect. You're not going to do everything perfectly. Yeah, I know I'm so perfect.
I'm the good one.
But yeah, like you said, you have to have that transparency in that relationship with that person. And if you're too scared to tell that person
made a mistake on
that
who
you
you
made a
chose.
mistake, then they're not a good, not that they're not a good training partner, but it just might not be a good mix. Because if
and-
you're literally too scared to tell them something as little as,
Yeah.
I didn't do my second workout yesterday. Like, if you can't tell them that, there's a problem.
And there should be nothing that's so serious
Yeah.
in this part of your life that you can't tell another
Yeah.
human being. And, and I remember very distinctly the day that Jason
Yeah. Right over there.
screwed up. Well, because he didn't take a photo.
The photo. Oh, I know. He told me all about it.
And it was like a cuss word and
Because he's
he-
invested.
yeah,
He's
he
invested.
is. He is. And it was 20 something days in. I don't even remember, like 25th, 26th. I don't even know where it was. And he's
a
now
lot.
past where that
He's
was.
at 30. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he did not take a selfie.
Mm-hmm.
He was so mad at himself. He was so mad at himself. But I told him, I was like, it's okay. And to be honest, he was getting ready to leave for the University of Health and Fitness.
Yeah.
And I told him, there's no way that you're going to be able to continue this
Yeah.
going there.
And that's the other thing is
There's
if you have
no
these
way.
goals, reassessing them because of life
Yeah.
is a thing. Like, I'm not going to start 75 hard when I know I'm going on a cruise next week.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
my God.
I mean, I'm not going on a cruise. I wish I was. But what I'm saying is, like, if whatever your goal is and whatever your time frame is, you need to be able to tailor it into your life, because what are the things about goals? They have to be realistic and they have to be
Achievable.
achievable or attainable. Like that's a thing.
Yeah, you don't start losing weight knowing in 2 weeks you're going to go on.
Yeah, on a vacation, because we all know, I'll still get good on a vacation. No, you will not.
Yeah, well, it's like it's the same.
You won't.
Well, it's the same, even if it's not a vacation or even, say you're signing up. Okay, I'm signing up. I
Yeah.
did. I signed up for the Prescott Sixer, and it is just a 6-hour mountain bike ride. So eating wise, I'm not going to wait 2 weeks before the race to
Start
get
prepping.
my stuff in gear. That's dumb.
That's dumb.
Eating needs to start happening now. Training is start.
You don't
happening
start
now.
hydrating
It's-
at the beginning of a marathon.
right. I mean, you need to, but you should have been also doing plenty of
Yeah.
hydrating before that. But it's the
You
same.
need to be realistic.
Right.
This
The
is
goal
my
should be
goal.
realistic.
This is my time frame. Is it realistic and achievable to be able to achieve this goal in this time frame with whatever I have coming up in life?
And you need to write the goal down and put it on the fridge
where
or
you can
make
see it
a
every
dream board or something. And your buddy should have the same thing. Because it's very easy to have the goal, think about the goal, make a plan for the goal, and then life comes in and distracts you from the goal.
That's a fact.
And it's okay that life does distract you,
Yeah.
but you need to have that reminder to go back and just jump right back on. If you screw up, who gives a fuck?
That's
It doesn't matter.
doesn't matter.
It's one day or one meal out of a lifetime.
Well, because we've talked about this. It's consistency.
Right.
If you are consistent every single day, day in and day out, that one donut is not going to
Ruin
hurt
your
you.
day. No,
It's not.
it's not going to.
So just accept it, move on, and move forward. And the opposite, the progress doesn't start in the first workout or the first week or even the first month.
No.
It's after the fact, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks in of going to the gym consistently 3 to 4 days. You have to build that consistency. And if you can ride that consistency, those little hiccups are not going to hurt you.
Right.
Now,
And
of course, we don't want to make those mistakes, but we're human and we're going to make them.
Well, and I don't want to look at them necessarily as mistakes, because a mistake, people have a tendency to beat themselves up more. But it also needs to, so anything you do goal wise, I think you should never change your life to suit the goal. In the fact that your goal should be something that you can already incorporate in. So if you're an individual who has children, or you're young, okay, and you have an active lifestyle, I really like to approach things as kind of like an 80-20.
Yeah.
So if you don't have, so again, it goes to goals. So if you have a drop dead date that you have to be ready for something, the 80-20, it needs to be a little bit more of like a 90-10 or 95-5.
Because you have
or
the hard
100%.
date where you have to make it.
Right.
Yeah.
But if your goal is
3 to 5 months ish.
yeah, and you have kids, or you have your best friend's getting married, or something like that, you have to be flexible. I mean,
don't get sucked into like where we did, where you're so blinded by a goal where like life is literally passing you by. Like you are literally telling your friends, no, we can't go out next weekend. You make up an excuse because you're too scared to go out because you think you're going to mess up and eat something you're not.
Right.
That's where we don't want to be. That's a bad spot. I've been there. You've been there.
And
it's a bad
so
spot.
that's why that 80-20 has become so important to me, because you still need to experience and make memories in life. So typically, and this is a personal rule. This is
go to Disneyland and eat that churro.
Not for me, but
don't start a diet before you go to Disneyland.
Not Disneyland. God, Disneyland's so expensive.
But like, be realistic.
Yeah,
be realistic.
It's kind of like if you can start something, and so say your best friend's getting married. Okay, you already know in 2-3 months you're going to be going to this wedding. Okay, so you do what you're supposed to, but the day of the wedding, that evening, breakfast you're going to have spot on perfect. It's going to be in line with what you need to. Lunch is going to be in line with what you need to.
But that dinner and dessert.
Dinner, okay, you know that you are going to participate in the cake, the wedding cake, because this is your best friend. You're not going to go up and say, I'm on a diet. I know this is your special day, but you have my slice. I'm not having it.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Because
you want to make the memories.
Because you're going to say that prior. No, we're going to go to this wedding, and I'm going to be good.
Yeah.
We're going to go here, and I'm going to be good. And then you get there, and you're not good.
So I don't do that. What I'm going to do is I make sure, like, those 2 meals are wherever I need to be.
Make a deal with yourself.
But when I go to, say, they have buffet style, I'm going to load more veggies on my plate and my protein, because I know I'm going to eat the frosting off that wedding cake.
Yeah. Just make a deal with yourself. We'll go. We'll have fun. We'll enjoy ourselves.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow, it's back to work. Back to work.
And your buddy needs to understand that, respect that, support that.
Yeah, 100%.
And maybe your buddy's going with you. And then even better, because you can share frosting.
Yeah.
And I say share frosting because I wouldn't necessarily eat the cake, but I would eat the frosting off my husband's cake.
Yeah.
Give me some of that. So, it's those kind of things, that I think a buddy, a workout buddy, training buddy, whatever could be the game changer for you.
I agree.
As long as
you're on the same page.
You're on the same page. The goals are the same. You can be honest, conversation. And I'm talking good conversation and bad conversation. If something has happened in your life and it's just pulling you down and you just can't make it to the gym that day. I mean, you just can't. You need to call that person.
And they should understand that.
And they should. And they should
Stuff
be there.
Happens.
Okay. And they should go to the gym and do what they need to do.
Yes.
And then follow up with you later and say, are we okay?
'Cause, like,
are you okay?
I'm
what
tired
can I
today isn't a good excuse. They should give you shit for that. But like, I get out of work late. I have to pick up my kid from school. We have a doctor's appointment. Like, stuff happens.
Right.
We get that.
But they can,
But give them shit anyways.
Give them shit. No, give them, give them shit, but say, fine, you got all that crap to do. 15 minutes, haul ass, do something. Do 15 minutes of burpees as hard as you can. And dude, that's good enough.
Yeah.
Instead of calling you a loser or whatever.
Because there's stuff you can do at home.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's body weight stuff. There's stretching. There's this, there's that.
15 minutes of a hard all out. You guys.
You could roll out. You could roll out a mat and you could go burpees or core exercises or stretching in front of the TV watching Netflix.
You could, you know, and sometimes 15 minutes is all you need to not only get your heart rate up, but to
make you feel like you did
better
something. Yeah.
about the day and feel that maybe you accomplished something and that you didn't just blow your friend off.
100%. Because I get in these things where, like, when I was deployed, I was trying to lose weight, and I did, and like we were running a lot, but like it was like if I didn't go to the gym, I felt like a lazy piece of crap. Mm-hmm. And that's bad. Like, you don't want to be like that.
You shouldn't feel that way.
So in that event, say you can't do that, that 10, 15, 20 minute little something is going to give you the boost to be like, you know what? I wasn't able to get an hour and a half training session in today, but I did do a 15-minute heart pumping, got sweaty, something. I did something productive.
Right. And then at the same time, you can turn around and not only do you feel good that you got it done, but you can feel good in telling your friend, hey, I know that I wasn't able to physically meet you today, but I did something and you were right there in my head telling me, you know, get this done.
Yeah.
And
that's the game changer part of it.
And then,
because you don't want to let that person down.
No.
So even doing that 15-minute whatever, you tell them you feel like you're not letting them down because you didn't do what they did today, but you didn't do nothing.
You did nothing, and they were there, right there with you, pushing you to go for, you know, further and to get that little bit done. And then it also keeps you on track. One of the worst detrimental things, I think, to a goal is getting off track, getting sidetracked, and not being able to get yourself back on there or have somebody get you back on there.
Yeah.
Because you have a routine, you're doing, and everything's amazing for months and months and months. And then one thing derails, something that, and it's
so
a shitty
minute
thing.
In the grand scheme of things.
Right, but it's shitty enough that it makes you feel depressed or your anxiety, you know, jumps through the roof or whatever. And it can just squash you.
We've all been there.
And we'll be there again. But having that, that person can really, if you just can't do it yourself, find somebody.
And that's where the consistency comes in.
Right.
Don't get so hung up on one thing.
Yeah.
So what if you ate a cupcake or two?
Or three.
Or three.
You'd be sick.
Just go back to work the next day.
You'll be so sick if you did three. Maybe only one.
But no, I think workout buddies / training partners are extremely beneficial. In my opinion, if you have the right person, you guys have the right connection, that person, vice versa, you to them, them to you, you should be able to push each other. You should be able to, you know, get on each other. If you're doing it like a buddy workout or just training with each other, they're able to maybe push you for a couple extra reps and you probably would have gave up already, and they're there and they're counting on you. Cause like, at least for me,
you don't want to disappoint.
I'm the type of person where like disappointing somebody devastates me. And I've said this before and I've said it to, you know, like the big thing is like with my dad, like I am okay with people being mad at me. I am not okay knowing that I am the person that caused the disappointment in somebody. And I'm not saying a workout is on that caliber, but at the same time,
that can be. Yeah.
But it can be like our goal for this workout was this many rounds and this and this and this. And it's like, I don't want to stop 3 reps short of something that we would have hit our goal because I feel like I disappointed that other person.
Right.
So you push and you drive through and you push a little bit harder. You know, and that's why I like hero workouts. That's why I like girl workouts. You know what I'm talking about?
You know,
the Fran, the stuff
well,
like
he
this.
likes girls too, but
that's the thing is like I like that kind of stuff because it's kind of like a little extra motivational push. It's a little extra,
especially if you've done it before and it's something that you know I should be able to crush this again, and then you do crush it again,
even if it's by 1 push-up.
Hey, what?
It's 1 more, or
push-ups
you
suck.
were able to push, like, because I've had workouts where, like, I literally did it again 3 months later, and I got 3 more push-ups. It's like, well, I got only 3 more because I pushed a little bit harder than I
You
did last
cleaned
time.
up a little bit of snag in time, but 3 push-ups, ugh,
Yeah.
push-ups. But all right, final thought.
If you don't have a workout buddy or a training partner and it's something you have thought about, just try it.
Yeah.
Try it. Find someone and be like, hey, I was wondering if you wanted to like work
You-
out more
Gonna
often.
use that
And
cute little voice when you talk to them?
no. But I say if you have not had a workout partner or workout buddy, try it. And maybe not just one single person.
Yeah, like a
Maybe
group
there's
thing.
multiple different people. And like I said in the beginning, some of the negative side effects of being very the same as somebody is you will both get stuck in your strengths. And it's good to change things up and mix things up, and because it forces you to get out of your bubble and to maybe, instead of every time we do wall balls, I do the majority, and every time we do lunges, Chris does the majority, right? Because I hate lunges and he's good at them. But sometimes, you know, if I partner up with someone who's like way worse at lunges than I am, and then I take a little bit more this time, it's forcing me to get out of my comfort zone to get better.
Right,
So I think buddy workouts or training partners can really be beneficial in helping you get out of your
Rut,
safe
stuck.
or your safe place. It helps you, you know, get out a little bit more.
Yeah, and I would encourage, probably my last thought is have goals. Don't go into something blindly. You know, you have, I want to do this. Great. How are you going to achieve it? Make sure that you have a plan, that your buddy and you agree on said plan, and then you both give it 110% effort. And if one of you is not, be able to have an honest conversation before resentment or negative thoughts or anything else drive a wedge in there. Okay. If you're not a self-motivated person and you can't do it yourself, maybe you find some tools to do it yourself. If you don't want to go down and rely on somebody else, you know, there's lots of resources out there. And so we'll just encourage you guys to move and be a better human, be a healthier human, you know, and that goes with everything: kindness, health, nutrition, everything. So I think that wraps it up for today. Actually, I think we stayed on topic the
We did.
entire time.
Eureka.
Yes.
Maybe not.
Success.
We'll find out.
No, I really think we did.
I'll listen back and I'll be like, nah, we strayed a little bit.
Maybe a tiny little bit.
No,
but
yeah.
yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in, listening to us. As always, we love questions. If you have one, please send it. If you want to come in and chat with us, we would love to have you. I'm actually going to go and get another microphone. So we have plenty of room.
Yep.
So we would love for you guys to come in and chat with us, shoot the shit a little bit. Don't be afraid, guys, to edit yourself, make changes, be kind, be a nice human being,
Yeah, be a
and
good human.
subscribe, and that way you get the notifications when the next one comes out. So, guys, take care, be safe, be nice.
Later.
Bye.